This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Squarespace and probably lots of cables. Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Buffalo. I'm your host, John Rettinger, and this is the technology question and answer show where you can ask me anything that you have from the wide world of technology. You're thinking about putting money down on a new PS3 and not sure if you should wait for the PS4. You don't know whether or not you should upgrade your phone, or if you do, which phone you should get. What tablet's right for you? Does LTE really matter? This is the place where you can get all of your questions answered. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's go ahead and jump to the first question. This one's a little bit of a long one, but I thought it was a good one. It comes to us from the Techno Buffalo website, and it comes from user Glenn Oria. John, after reading much of your review and a few others of the playbook, I went ahead and bought one for $199. After having used it for a few weeks, I'm seriously considering ditching my Nexus S 4G for a bold $99.30 to take full advantage of the playbook OS 2.0. ICS so far has not impressed me enough to stick it out on my Nexus. Am I going crazy? WebOS and QNX both seem to be destined for greatness, but insist on traveling the sea by way of the Titanic. Even so, I can't help but follow. What are your thoughts? First, WebOS. Well, it looked like it might be destined for greatness when we first saw it announced at CES a few years back. It has fallen flat on its face. It's gone from the transition from Palm to HP, but now, unfortunately, it has gone. Well, HP really has sort of abandoned it on giving it out to the open source markets. We're not sure what HP's plans really are with it. QNX is a very interesting operating system. It's what's used in the BlackBerry playbook, and it's what BlackBerry is going to use in their BlackBerry OS X or OS 10. Presumably it's going to be called OS X because, Apple loves to sue people. And it'll be coming out sometime end of this year, early next year. It's a fantastic, elegant operating system, but when it was launched, it was missing things like email, calendar, and contacts. The stuff that, you might want to use on a tablet. With Playbook OS 2.0 to get those native features, you're not getting really anything else out of your BlackBerry. You can get some, BBM action in there using BlackBerry Bridge, but that is about it. So do not ditch your Nexus for a BlackBerry. I cannot stress that enough. Don't do it. There's no guarantee RIM's even going to be around by the end of this year. We've heard buyout rumors that Samsung was interested, and Samsung said, not us. And then, maybe Amazon has been sort of rumored. Who knows? But I wouldn't bet very heavily on RIM. All right, our next question comes to us from the Techno Buffalo website. So Tyler wants to ask, hey, John, do you think the Wii U console will be a success or a flop? If you asked me before CES, Tyler, I would have said it's going to be a flop. It's a little too late. No one cares about this generation graphics on a next generation console. But I had a chance to play with the Wii U at CES, and that completely changed my opinion. It looks kind of hokey, but that new controller feels really good in the hands. And what was most surprising, in addition to really nice HD graphics, was that you get two separate gameplays while you're playing. And when you play a football game or a sports game against your friends, you can see what they're doing on the screen. You can see what plays they're calling. When you've got something like the Wii U's new controller, you can actually, have a separate screen. You can pick your own plays privately. So that was one thing that really appealed to me. I saw a preview of gameplay footage of what a hypothetical Zelda game might have looked like, and it was a much more cinematic experience. You didn't have heart containers in the upper left-hand corner and equipment in the bottom right. Also possible uses, imagine getting a gun adapter for first-person shooters. Wait a second. So imagine getting a gun adapter for first-person shooters. Consider this awesome Nerf gun as a gun adapter. And you can actually put the new controller right on top, and as you're moving it on the screen, you can actually imagine that you're zooming in and zooming out and see what you are shooting at. So imagine you are out there aiming, shooting, and then boom! I'm looking forward to it. We're not sure what price point Nintendo's going to hit. If it comes in at a reasonable price point, I think folks are really going to enjoy the Wii U console. And speaking of questions and seamless transitions, I want to take a minute to thank our friends, our sponsors, our folks who keep the lights on and keep the food on the table, Squarespace. So what is Squarespace, you ask? Squarespace is a fully hosted platform. You've got nothing to install. Where you go ahead and create your own website. You don't know how to code, not a problem. You don't have time to code, not a problem. Squarespace is the place that you want to go. They've got 24-hour customer support, so you can call them at 3 in the morning, ask them why your Facebook icon's not working, and just say hi to the folks that work there at customer support. You get point and click design control, style editor, it's really easy to use, tons of flexibility, social widgets including Twitter, Facebook, all the stuff you're gonna need to know, and you got beautiful galleries and slideshows. So go ahead and give that a check out for 30% off over the next 3 months. And who doesn't like to save 30% on a pretty awesome service? Use coupon code TECHNO1. So use coupon code TECHNO1 to save 30% for the next 3 months at Squarespace. All right, so let's go to our last question. Ryan is asking, hey, Techno Buffalo, what do y'all call the next generation iPhone, the iPhone 5? It'll be the 6th generation iPhone. The naming scheme really doesn't mean that much. The first iPhone was the iPhone. Second generation iPhone, iPhone 3G. It wasn't the third generation iPhone. It had 3G in the name because it was using the 3G network, which stands, well, for the third generation of wireless technology. Next iPhone, 3GS. It was still using 3G and it was speedier, so they put in the S. Then came the iPhone 4, which really wasn't using 4G, it was just a naming nomenclature. And then came the iPhone 4S, which is faster, and now presumably the next phone is going to be called the iPhone 5, and a whole new generation of people are going to be confused thinking they've got a 5G phone. As I exhale. That's just Apple's naming scheme. There really isn't anything that coincides too. They didn't have to call the phones iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to iPhone 700. You can really pick whatever names they want. iPhone 5 is just a common name that we're using for the next generation phone. So hopefully that helped answer your question a little bit more. So thank you guys for watching this episode of Ask the Buffalo. I'm your host, John Rettinger, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now. Ah, so many darts in the face! You gotta slow-mo that part. But now you guys gotta clean that up. Oh, so many darts in the face. In the face!